the hostel. Oh, it's obscene. And it embarrasses me, which I often say. I don't want our magnificent national parks to be only the realm of people who can drop $1,000 a day. Oops, it's weird. My I'm sorry, my gimbal just did a really weird sort of shake, but um, if I have to reset, I will. Now, I almost wore my sandals down this morning and I didn't. This is still a little high, but some of you remember last year I'd walk right through this river. This river is, it's probably, yeah, I hadn't said, no, that was really weird. Yeah, the color is spectacular, Diane. I'll head up onto the bridge. You can see where I am now. All this is all natural wash area, and so it water can fill us up if we get into real flood situation. We have a few paths closed because of sort of minor flooding, but not in a dangerous way. Now that is Sulphur Mountain over there. So if you caught my earlier explanation about how Mount Rundle leads down to this deep fault in the ground, then the water that melts off, the snow that melts off Mount Rundle, goes down way, way, way below this river. And it heats it up over, huge periods. And then it comes out, and there's 9 natural hot springs that come out the side of that mountain. Now, Paula, that's interesting because this is the Waldhaus. Now, the Waldhaus is a Swiss restaurant, and this is one of the restaurants. Um, Hong Ming. Sorry, I'll interrupt what I'm saying here for a second because I did a tour in the winter one day where the wind gusts were minus 50. So this is now, I live in about the coldest part of the country, of course. Hey, Kelsey. And I live, we have 8 months of snow, and you'll still see there's still snow up on the side of Sulphur Mountain. There's snow all around. But it's, yes, we get very cold. Now, we are a ski destination. We're also 1,000 kilometers from the ocean, and I'm walking along right now at about 1,400 meters, so 4,500 feet. So obviously we're in a colder part. But yeah, the wind gusts were minus 50. Now, just to put that in perspective, minus 40 and minus 50 is extremely rare. Minus 40, we usually get a couple of weeks of that every year. And this year it was sort of over Christmas. In fact, if you want to have fun, I have a YouTube video of making snow. It's only 3 minutes long or so, but we made snow on Christmas Day. So there's a fun thing. Yes, Joyce, I was just pointing out a ski hill. So coming back up to the Waldhaus. So when the trains arrived here, they had to figure out what to do with people, and they built the grand hotels, and they built these restaurants. But they brought out yeah, Lori, it does get very hot, but not here. Thanks, Lynn. So if you're new here, click on that YouTube video and you can see what it is to make snow, because you'll see what it's like. I think it was minus 26 that day in my backyard. It's but the Waldhaus. So in 1890, sorry, they brought out Swiss mountain guides to come and guide people through the mountains here. And so this is a very Swiss restaurant. And my boy turned 16 2 weeks ago, and we went for dinner there. So that one's fun. Now, I just want to come over here because the province of Alberta, its tagline, oops, no, I'm not going to, I'm wrong. This is a lilac, but I want to try and find you some wild roses because they're out everywhere at the moment. And we are wild rose country, but all the mountain flowers. And soon I'm going to do a flower tour because it's a very, very short season, but the mountain flowers have come out a little bit later than normal. And they are just so beautiful. I find myself just stopping and smelling flowers everywhere I go. There's the top point of Mount Rundle up there, and that point is 2,949 meters. But I need to go back to Yamnuska, but I want to come down this valley for a minute because as we see this valley through here, this is bear country 101, by the way. Now we have a large population of elk, we have deer, we have coyotes and cougars and everything. But wander up there, you're almost guaranteed to see a bear. Again, I'm carrying my bear spray. But the mountain chain on the right is Sulphur Mountain, right? And where that one ends, so just about there, then in the distance is the Goat Range. That's no longer Banff National Park, but that's part of the 4,000 square kilometers of protected land, which is Kananaskis country, named for Chief Kananaskis of the Stoney Nakoda Nation. And that interestingly, if we headed down that road, there's an unsurfaced road, and that's what's pouring down out here. There's the Goat River and the Spray River. And down through that southern end is Peter Lougheed Provincial Park. Oh, goodness me. Hold on, everyone. Sorry. There's something really strange happening with this gimbal. What is that about? Yeah, but it's almost like that must have looked pretty funky from your end. Yeah. Now we put these gimbals through their paces, I tell you, because again, it's been in -50 with me. And now they say there's, well, Chloe, Finn used mine the other day, but I don't think he went into the app and messed with anything. But I used our backup one yesterday. Um, it could be the aliens. I think it's probably the fact there's ghosts up in the Bound Springs Hotel. Although actually, I don't really believe in ghosts. um, Yeah, well, it's not all foggy on my end here. Isn't it gorgeous? So here's the Banff Golf Course. And again, this time of year, they ask you not to walk out there because people are out, hitting balls, as they say. But established there in 1928, they laid it out in 1926. We wouldn't have a golf course here anymore. But what is so interesting is that we have Mount Rundle up there. There's a bit of an archaeological site down on the other side. It's very interesting. And I cannot quite take you there. I lose. Um, Oh oui, oui, ça gèle complètement. Oui, oui. Mais pas complètement. Yeah, it does freeze over. Um, but there were pit houses. Now, there's two types of homes that Indigenous people had here. The teepees, right? This is the land of people who use teepees. And then they'd have these pit houses, which are fantastic. They would build them into the ground about the same depth as we have a basement today. And then you build a cover over it. What a brilliant idea. And they had access to hot water as the warm water came out naturally of Sulphur Mountain.